Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down a really fascinating blueprint for a life of purpose, a way to structure your entire day around spiritual growth and intention.
If you've ever looked for a way to live more meaningfully, for a routine that's about more than just, getting through the day, you are definitely not alone. And it turns out there's an ancient tradition that offers a unique and super structured answer to that exact question.
It's a concept called Panchakala Prakriya, and you can really think of it as a roadmap for dedicating your whole day, from way before sunrise to late at night, to spiritual growth and service. So here's our plan. We're going to journey through this sacred day in 5 parts. We'll start with that pre-dawn approach to the divine, move through sacred offerings, the pursuit of knowledge, and wrap it all up with nighttime contemplation.
Okay, so let's dive into the structure itself. This is a very deliberate flow. Every single part is designed to orient your entire being toward a higher purpose.
And here it is, the whole day's journey laid out for us. What's so cool is the flow, right? It begins with internal preparation, then it moves to external action and worship, shifts to intellectual work, and then finally it comes back to internal reflection. Each part just builds perfectly on the last one. All right, let's start with the first period, Abhiga Nama. You can think of this as the original miracle morning. The day begins long before the sun even thinks about rising in this quiet time of preparation and purification. The timing here is incredibly specific. The idea is to wake up during a sacred pre-dawn window called Brahma Muhurta. Now this period starts 96 minutes before sunrise, and it ends 48 minutes before the sun comes up. It's considered the most spiritually potent time for meditation, just perfect for setting the day's tone in total stillness. So the very first thoughts of the day are dedicated to this threefold meditation. First, you express gratitude for your teachers, the Guru Parampara. Second, you reflect on core teachings, known as the Rahasya Trayam. And third, you contemplate the 5 primary ways the divine is believed to manifest, everything from its highest transcendent state all the way down to its presence in a physical idol. And this story just brilliantly illustrates the humility involved. The great scholar Ramanuja would choose to bathe in the river downstream from where his own guru bathed. His whole mindset was, I'm bathing in water that's already been sanctified because it passed my teacher's feet first. Just amazing. So that's really the crucial takeaway for this first period. Abhigamanam literally means going towards. It's a journey that has to start on the inside, preparing your mind and your body, all so you can approach the rest of the day and the divine with exactly the right mindset.
Okay, let's move on to the next phase, which shifts from all that personal prep to active worship. And this section is actually 2 connected parts, Upadanam and Isya.
The first part, Upadanam, literally means collecting. And this is a very physical, very mindful process. It's all about gathering everything you need for worship, plucking fresh flowers, collecting sacred tulasi leaves, and preparing the food that you are about to offer.
Now, during this time, someone might visit a temple for a practice called Mangalasha Sinam. And this is such a profound shift in perspective. You don't go to the temple to ask for blessings for yourself. You go to wish well-being for the divine, to wish for its victory. Devotion here isn't about taking, it's about giving.
And all that gathering and preparation leads directly to Isya, which is the central act of worship for the day. Those flowers, those leaves, the food, all of it is now used in a formal ritual called Tiruvaradanam. It's really the culmination of the entire morning.
And the ritual is only considered complete after you partake in the food that was offered. This act is called Anuyaga. The thinking here is that the sacred offering, the prasadam, has to be put in its proper place. And for food, that place is our bodies, which then sustains us so we can continue our service.
So after the morning's devotion and rituals are all done, right around midday, the focus makes a big shift from the heart to the head, from ritual to intellect. This period is called Svadhyaya, and it is dedicated completely to literary and intellectual activities. This is the time for studying sacred texts, teaching and giving talks, writing commentaries, and of course, reading the works of the great masters who came before. And you have to understand, for the great teachers, the acharyas in this lineage, this pursuit of knowledge wasn't just one part of the day. For many of them, it was the absolute central pillar that everything else had to be organized around. Now, as the sun sets and the day's work is done, the whole schedule comes full circle. We're returning from the external world back to a state of internal reflection. This final period, yoga, is a time for deep meditation, and the focus is on those huge fundamental questions: who am I really? Who is the divine? And what is my relationship with the divine?
And get this, for the great masters, even sleep isn't just rest. It's actually considered an extension of this yoga, a continuous, unbroken state of connection with the divine. Your day of devotion doesn't end just because you go to bed.
And threaded through all 5 of these periods is a driving motivation that's really one of 2 things. The main mindset is that every single action you take is a service to please God. The alternative, held by some, is that every action is a service to please your spiritual teacher, because that's considered the highest form of service there is.
Now, there's one last crucial point. This isn't just some personal, isolated schedule that you do on your own. It's deeply connected to the life of the local temple. The daily routine often has to adapt to the temple's rhythms, like maybe waiting for the temple's main offering to be done before you have your own meal at home.
So, reflecting on this ancient blueprint, this day so carefully structured by preparation, action, study, and contemplation, it really leaves us with a powerful question for our own lives, doesn't it? What wisdom can our own, often chaotic, modern routines borrow from a life lived with this much intention?